conceited song. It's a song all about myself. Thank you very much for coming down. Buy a CD if you would care to on the door. I think that there will be a brief interval after us, and then you will have your lovely, lovely voice. Thanks very much for coming down. If one day you see him there, all misty eyes and greying hair, if your children stop and stare to see him in that state, when he can no longer speak his name, nor ever sing a song again, nor take the credit or the blame for all those past mistakes. Say, if you had known him way back then, before the rot of age set in, when he rolled his eyes and revelled in the errors of his ways. If you had known that man I knew, and not this wreck in front of you, I might have introduced you to a younger Mr Jeays. When all aflame with youthful zest, he raised his eyes and raised his fist and shouted, God does not exist. Controversial Mr Jeays. And he stood up with a passion for an end to violence and war, and said tax the rich and feed the poor. Oh bravo Mr Jeays. Oh, if you had known him way back then, before the rot of age set in, when he rolled his eyes and revelled in the errors of his ways. If you had known that man I knew, and not this wreck in front of you, I might have introduced you to the revelled Mr Jeays. When he took it all upon himself to try and gain enormous wealth, singing songs all about himself, tragic Mr Jeays. When on Beachy Head, above the rocks, his true love he gave, unorthodox, his last Rolo in a jewelry box, romantic Mr Jeays. Oh, if you had known him way back then, before the rot of age set in, when he rolled his eyes and revelled in the errors of his ways. If you had known that man I knew, and not this wreck in front of you, I might have introduced you to the dreamer Mr Jeays. And while others worked their lives away, he sat in the park all day, dreaming poetic things to say. Conscientious Mr Jeays, sitting there with his cocker spaniel that he decided to call Daniel, with his pen and pad and his rhyming manual. Talented Mr Jeays. Oh, if you had known him way back then, before the rot of age set in, when he rolled his eyes and revelled in the errors of his ways. If you had known that man I knew, and not this wreck in front of you, I might have introduced you to the workshop Mr Jeays. So if one day you see him there, all misty eyes and greying hair, if your children stop and stare to see him in that state, when he can no longer speak his name, nor ever sing a song again, nor take the credit or the blame for all those past mistakes. Say, if you had known men, devoted